Hello, friends. Are you tired, run down? Do you poop out at parties? Well, I've got everything you need in this little bottle.
You left this downstairs!
Oh, thank you, Ethel. I don't know what I'd do without you.
Yes, well, I gotta run along.
This video is brought to you by Vita Vita. Vita Vita Vegemite. Just kidding, this video isn't sponsored. And if you're wondering why I'm dressed like Lucille Ball, did you really think I'd have a valid excuse? Our story begins early this summer when I was driving home from church camp.
Gotta go on the tunnel. There's the tunnel.
That was a big bite.
I forgot your name for just a second.
When I was driving home from church camp and I was trapped in the general area of this farm town. All the surrounding area was flooded and I could not find a way out. When suddenly I remembered something. See, a few weeks prior when I was in the ER for completely unrelated reasons, my brother told me that he read on the internet that 2008 Priuses can float in water and he wondered if that was true. I thought it was high time to test that theory, so... Always wanted a boat. Yes, I sort of drove through a river.
Okay, maybe I sort of drove through 2 rivers. Speed should carry me through, if it works. Nope. This is deeper than the other one. Well then. I have made a decision. Oh gosh, I'm underwater. Okay, alright. Please, car, please work. Oh gosh, it is like over my car. I'll just witness the dumbest moment of my life.
And my car was mostly fine. But then the next week after the next camp, I got in an accident on the way home and totaled it. So it was time to find a new car. The first one to catch my attention was a 1929 Hudson. And my nephew's name is Hudson, and I like Downton Abbey, which takes place in the 20s. So it was super practical, but my dad just could not see that.
You think I should buy it?
No.
Why?
Just not a good thing to just throw money into, just for the sake of throwing money into something.
No, it's for a costume.
Oh, for a costume.
Oh, okay.
Well, around this time, I decided to settle for a Prius. Because some people actually live in those full time, and I really wanted to do a lot of traveling and escape these tragic Ohio winters, maybe go to Florida. This was the perfect travel vehicle, I thought, until I went on an impromptu trip to Canada with some friends and realized that I couldn't sleep in it. Enter my van life rabbit hole venture. I began seriously considering buying a Transit or a Sprinter, but those were costly. And my next thought was to get an older van, but when it came down to it, a van just wasn't big enough for this certain activity that I really like to do all the time. And I can't imagine going through the winter without sewing, so I gave up on the whole dream. Until one day. My dad and I were out. He was driving home taking the scenic route, and I begged him to go faster because I had to urinate. He sarcastically said,
"Oh, don't you want to pull into this dealership and check out some RVs?"
And then something ignited in me, and I took him up on his sarcasm. I was so smitten with all the RVs that I entirely forgot about the urgency in my bladder. See, I'd wanted a motorhome since I was a child, but I thought that was only an amenity reserved for the very wealthy and very old. The cheapest RV at that dealership smelled like a glass of freshly juiced dog foot, and it was $17,000, which was way out of my budget, so that was a no. RV life just wasn't gonna happen for me. But that didn't keep me from dreaming 24/7. I loitered around dealerships all across Ohio and compiled a wish list of all the amenities that my imaginary RV would consist of. Friends occasionally sent me links to RVs on Craigslist, and I clicked through the pictures with rapturous desire. One piqued my interest. It was in the same small town that my sister lived in, the same town that I was headed to that weekend anyway. So I packed up Latrexa in her tiny little Barbie dream house.
Perfectly sized door frame for her and her tumor.
And I texted Mr. RV guy and said, "Hey, can I come check out your RV?" This isn't texting. My phone is not this big. It's... I texted the owners asking if I could stop by, and by I did stop. This particular Iron Beast had all the amenities on my wish list. Enough storage space for fabric, closets tall enough for dresses, enough floor space to lay out an 18th century dress, chairs as opposed to booths, a bathtub, which is super rare in an RV, and most importantly, it was a 90s RV. Clean, but severely outdated enough to warrant a complete makeover, which was really important to me. Latrexa and I loved it, but I had to inform the sellers that I was probably not a buyer, just a dreamer. That is, until a couple of weeks passed, and with them, Latrexa passed. She left a gaping hole in my heart, and I wondered how to fill it. So I asked Instagram if I should get an RV, and they responded 97% supportively, but what was important was that 3% didn't think I should. So I couldn't. But then something funny happened. One day I was just sitting on my porch doing absolutely nothing when I decided to text the seller of the RV with a super lowball number. He responded to my offer with a counter offer, to which I responded with a counter offer. And then we just went back and forth like that, flinging counters around for the next half hour. There were so many counters in there, it was like a kitchen. At first I wasn't taking it very seriously. I was just doing it for the fun, you know, riding the high of haggling, if you will. And then at one point I realized I might be buying this RV. So I gave him my final offer. $11,350 was as much as I was willing to pay. And then I sat back and waited and kept asking my friend Josh to stop recording me, but he kept recording me. And I'm glad he did.
I'm gonna check it. Please stop.
Okay, stop.
Aren't you anxious? If he says 11,350. I don't know what to make of this text. He said, LOL, you are quite the dealer. We have to go to the farm tomorrow. Can you do it then?
Oh, I think that means yeah.
He accepts my offer?
Yeah.
I'm gonna have an RV! Take that. Do you see that soccer ball?
Oh boy. Yep, there it is.
I think I popped a blood vessel. Can you stop recording?
Oh my.
I've always wanted to bite $10,000. Just kidding, I only have for like the past 30 seconds. Hi, my fellow Micarahans. This is a great day. This is better than Christmas. Almost every day is, but this one's
Just maybe a small wedding.
Why though?
Why not?
Okay. Anyway, I'm getting an RV today. I'm getting an RV! I regret that. I don't think I've ever been this excited in my life. Got Dad here to drive it back because I won't trust myself with such a big vehicle yet, especially considering I just wrecked a car. We have Josh offering moral support as well as filming, and weeping willows. I love weeping willows. I could take a bath in a moving vehicle. Don't that just beat all?
The stairs. You are so happy.
Does this mean it's mine?
It's yours. It's yours. The destination mine or?
Florida, yes.
Congratulations on your new motorhome.
Thank you so much, and I'm sorry for your loss. You guys have been great.
Thank you.
Do you feel her? Ah! Welcome to my crib. This is my couch. These are all my chairs. Even those flies flying around? Yep, mine. Real glass TV. I guess this is mine now. Do you see this bathroom? No, you don't, but it's mine. This closet, whose is it? Oh, let me check. It's mine. Do you feel powerful?
Wow, this is like amazing.
Imagine honking at an old lady in this. Look at those wipers. Everybody clap your hands. Clap, clap, clap your hands.
And so we took the newly named SS Latrexa out on her maiden voyage. Where to go first? This had all happened so fast that I hadn't told anyone I was getting this RV, so I decided to go to my sister's house, pull in her driveway, and surprise her. Upon walking out their front door, she and my niece freaked out, which was so sweet, but unfortunately I didn't get my phone out until they were already in the RV, so I didn't catch that.
Just pulled up to my sister's house. What do you think?
I'm so excited.
Greg just made me an offer. What was it?
I will trade you this RV for all three kids.
For all three of your
All
kids?
three kids, and we'll take the RV.
Ready to celebrate?
Can you say hi in your Russian accent?
How you doing, everybody? That was more pirate than anything.
Non-alcoholic. Thank you all for being here. To Latrexa.
To Latrexa.
Just got this milkshake, took a drink, and bit down on something that was a weird texture. It was a fly. And I don't even care. You know why?
Why?
Because I have an RV. Hello there. I'm walking while riding in a car. I'm surfing. I'm sitting at a table, potentially drinking some coffee. On the road. And I'm proud to be a Micarah, where at least I've got an RV. Hello? Just at Myers, sitting in my RV.
You bought it? Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, how exciting. I can't believe it.
Did you see that freaking tiny smart car? Ah!
So, moral of the story, in case you didn't catch it, I've got an RV. And I'm quite pleased. I'm looking forward to giving it a makeover and taking all of your opinions into account when doing so. Not all of your opinions, that's a lie, you know it's a lie. But a lot of your opinions. If you don't follow me on Instagram, that is where I'm doing all of the RV related votes. I've already done a few. I'm sorry, I couldn't wait for you. It took me too long to put this video out.